Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Sir Tommy P., Defender of the Faith.
And I am Hempress William.
And we are the Nephilim Murder Crew. Welcome.
Good evening.
How is everybody doing on this Wednesday evening?
Yes, it's Wednesday, January 15th, 2025.
Well, things telling me you guys are out there, but I'm not seeing anything in the chats.
Everywhere is live. My production job is done. Okay, cool.
Yes, you've checked and made sure we are live.
I have. Everything is running smoothly.
Okay.
Hello, fine people of Earth.
It's on me from here on out?
Yep.
All right.
Yep, it's all you, boo.
I got this.
I have faith in you.
What are we doing again?
This is the 36th episode, I think. I think we might maybe kind of have a
35th.
35th. It's the 36th. Is that why I had to go in and change titles?
Sure.
35 was with John.
Oh.
This is 36.
Okay.
That's where it came from. Because I was looking and I was like, no, because I know that I checked it before I said anything.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello, Stacks. Hello, Hammer and Nails. Oh, hey, he's not showing up in the YouTube chat over here. Again, that's weird. Huh.
Is it in the one that I have? No.
Weird. Anyway, it's showing up here. So anyway, hello. Said hello. We said hello to Stacks, I believe. We'll do it again. Hello, Stacks.
Hello, Jenny.
Yes, I'm getting to Jenny.
Yes, our defenses were down. It happened before we were even live.
Yeah, we got raided by some butt pirates. It was...
Thank you, artificial dissemination. I saw earlier that you were live.
Oh, I mean, you can call Rumble if you want. Not necessary. You're coming up in the chat over here, so that's all that matters.
Yeah, it's feeding through on our streaming service. So
but if you'd like to interact with the other people in the chat, then yes, probably head over to Rumble.
If you would like to have company during the show, they're over on Rumble.
Yes. And what a show it is tonight.
Riveting content.
Like, it is literally so hard for us to find content these days.
Not really. I mean, it is, but it isn't.
When I'm purposely trying not to talk about strictly political things.
Yeah.
Like right now, like everything on social media and the media and everything is about
every square inch of it
is about the confirmation hearings going on right now for Trump picks. Yeah, and I'm actively trying not to talk about this. I'm not even really looking at any of this stuff.
Yeah.
But
nothing's gonna change, guys. It's not that big a deal. He's the 47th president? We've done this before a few times.
Yeah.
Let's just move on. Let's go.
Either way, with the whole sphere of everything
revolving
being
around.
Consumed with these Trump confirmations, there's just not a lot. I couldn't dig up a lot of information on things to talk about this week.
Yeah.
We got a few things, one comical slightly, and also like, make you think thing, real small. It's not a big deal, but we'll do it anyway.
Oh, awesome, Stacks.
What happened? What I missed?
You have to tell us which one you're going on, and if we can rate it, we'll rate it and send everybody over there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Dope. Heck yeah, man. That's awesome.
Awesome. Okay, so where are we at, Emily?
Anyways, I don't know. I guess it depends on where we want to start. We have a lighthearted, haha, funny. We have a nicotine story, and we have a general societal well-being. So
yeah,
we have a few places we can start.
Wow, we ain't got a lot here.
Well, no, I mean, we don't need a whole lot. I guess we can start off with the funny haha. Let's start off with the movie one.
Okay.
So let's.
Well, I'll start here.
Well, let's share so that way they can see.
I know. I'm getting there. Calm down. Let me get this stuff blown up first.
All right.
Man, I should have had this preset up. I am still not used to this. Okay, so this is Templar Pilled on X posts. All right, we've concluded that Conclave is awful, but what are some good Christian movies? Which is a good question, people. What are some good Christian movies?
If you have any that you know of, you could drop them in the chat.
I love this comment right here. Are you a Christian or Catholic? Like, yes, same thing. Like, Jesus and the Talmud.
I'm pretty yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I don't know about that one either. Anyway, let me 1 second. All right, let me go to the funny comments now. Boom. I got to do 2 steps over here. Okay. So some good Christian movies. RoboCop, Transformers 1, The Count of Monte Cristo, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, Les Mis, and The Book of Eli.
And this caught my attention because RoboCop. I was like,
Yeah. I didn't even really think about Transformers until after we figured out RoboCop.
yeah.
But yes, RoboCop.
Yeah. So,
Right here.
Templar Pilled also has the same thought.
How is RoboCop a Christian movie? So in the second film, they concluded the only reason Murphy worked as RoboCop was because of who he was at his core, a devout Catholic. But in the first film, he is a Jesus allegory and also punishment for the wicked, salvation of the innocent. So kind of a, yeah. Emily, nothing?
You read that.
You have no comments on it?
I don't know. I've never seen RoboCop.
Oh, that's right. You're only 14 years old or something.
I have no fucking idea. All I know about RoboCop is that it was filmed in Baytown, Texas.
Was it really?
Yes.
I didn't think anything was done in Baytown, Texas.
I didn't fucking either.
Other than drugs.
Yep. Well, that's why it was a perfect setting for that movie.
I had a buddy in the army from Baytown, Texas. I've told you this.
Yes.
He was
and once I found like that was kind of like a thing I learned as a teenager. I think I was like 12 or 13 when my grandpa told me that. It was filmed right down the street from the air conditioning supply house he was working at the time. And when I found that out, I was like, ugh, a movie filmed in Baytown about a robot cop?
Yeah. At the time, in the 80s,
right,
it was a good movie for the time.
Yeah.
Compared to what they were putting out then, like it was all right. It doesn't hold up though. There's like movies you can watch it, like Back to the Future kind of holds up still.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like to a point. Like
to a point, whenever you fully accept it.
But there's plenty of those older movies from that time period that are just kind of these weird, I don't know, and they were trying some new things, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And they hold up, but RoboCop is not one of them.
No.
Die Hard holds up.
Yeah, if I'm gonna watch a movie from that theme with like the RoboCop bent to it, I'm watching Demolition Man.
Yeah, that's a decade after, but yes, I hear what you're saying. I would probably watch that as well.
Yeah. Oh, it is a 90s movie too. That's another thing to consider. I don't know. There aren't very many 80s movies that hold up.
Hold on. We got the cutout scenes from RoboCop was crazy. He was shooting dicks off the rapists. Oh, RoboCop shot the shit out of pedos. Yeah.
Shot up a bunch of dicks. Okay, that's funny. Did I see the trailer for Angel Studios' new Nephilim anime?
No, but ew, anime.
Why?
I'm sorry for any of you out there that like anime, but ew, anime.
Ew, anime.
It's not my generation, so I don't get it.
It's not mine either.
It is, though.
I refuse to claim it.
It's exactly your generation. People your age are like the key demographic. People in their 30s right now, like they're early to mid 30s.
I mean, I guess
anime. That's
as I say that I'm not claiming it. I'm thinking back, and I'm like, all the people who supported it at the comic book store, who demanded that shit be brought in, were my age, and actually like 3 to 5 years older than me. So the 40 and under crowd, I guess.
Yeah. Under I'd say even like 38 and under.
I don't know.
There's a line. There's a distinct line.
Not that
I don't remember what show it was, but when it came out, like everybody that was of a certain age and younger when that show came out was like they're anime people.
Right. Yeah. Not that I want everyone to be subjected to it, but people who still watch anime just have not seen the grotesque hentai that has come out of anime.
Yeah, well,
that's
I think
something that you've not exposed yourself to. I'm not telling you to do it. I'm not fucking telling you to do it. Don't think that that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying you ain't seen enough fucked up shit to understand that that needs to be cut off at the pass and honor itself. It just needs to cease to exist. Leave that Jew creation in Japan where they wanted it to be.
Also, I think that you're missing the big point. I think it's the other way around. I think anime came from that.
No.
You sure?
No.
You sure?
I'm not going to go on my anime hentai fucking argument rant here, but I'm telling you that the idea of the anime cartoon, that is the Japanese style of comic book. It's their own type of genre.
Okay.
But what also happens is that it is a very pure and freaking what's the word I'm looking for? Modest society. Very pure and modest society in Japan, right? There's not a whole lot of fucking degeneracy.
Except for the panties and the vending machines.
Except for when you begin to stifle it to a point of a Puritan status, and then the underground happens. But you're not allowed to have Playboy. You're not allowed to have, fucking any of the dirty magazines. You're not allowed to do any of that stuff. So then people start drawing it because they're already consuming this cartoony type of material.
Yeah.
So one does beget the other. I don't know exactly which one started, but without one, you wouldn't have the other one. And more than anything, the only reason that type of shit happens is because you can get away with pedophilic adjacent behaviors if it's just a cartoon, if it's just a comic book, if all the girls just woo senpai. If that's how it all is, then it's totally fine. Completely disregarding the fact that the characters themselves are children.
Right. You're like, oh, it's okay though because it's animated, it's pretend. But like, why would you want to pretend that?
Right. So that's ultimately where my shit comes from.
That's the question nobody asks. Why would you want to pretend that? When they're like, oh, it's just pretend. It's like I seen a thing not too long ago where they were saying like pedophiles are buying these sex dolls that are like children, like some of these realistic dolls, but they're child size and looking. And everybody's like, well, no, it's great. It'll keep them from. And I'm like, why do they need to do this in the first place?
If they place an order, SWAT should show up.
Yeah.
There should be no UPS box delivery.
Because first, we all know that doll is only going to go so long. And it's also going to encourage the
same behavior.
Yeah. It's going to be like, no, now go out and do it to a real person. This thing's not.
It's not doing it.
Train yourself to go out and do it to real people, basically. Real children.
Yes. It's pretty gross.
But yeah, the question people aren't asking is, why do you need to pretend that in the first place?
Right. So, no, I have not heard about the Angel Studios anime, but I will be writing a stern letter. I'm just kidding. I'll be doing nothing except for not watching it. So, there's that.
Oh yeah, and then there's
It's all so tiresome.
So then we got here. So I love Transformers 1, but how is it a Christian movie? Its entire story is just Genesis with different names. Then Optimus sacrificed himself and is resurrected to save everyone.
So also sidebar, Transformers 1 is a completely new movie. I thought when I read it, I was like, in my head, I read that as like, the
first Transformers. That's what I heard it as too. Yes.
Right. Like the first Transformers, Shia LaBeouf, like that's what I was thinking of. But then I was like, it's worded weirdly. So I Googled it, and it's a movie. It's a cartoon one that came out in 2024. But yeah, that's I guess that checks out. I don't know. Mostly it was the RoboCop thing that got my attention because I was like, it just explains that to me. Walk me through it.
Yeah.
First major anime TV show was in the 60s. Also, what else came out of the 60s? Xerox, nothing fucking good.
Nothing good came out of the 60s. The spirit of the 60s is what destroyed the society as we know.
Yeah.
Oh, Grey Pilled is here.
World War II, fuck Japan culture.
Hello, Sir Grey Pilled.
It's called Gabriel and the Guardians. Ugh. I guess I'll look at it. I just don't understand it. All right, Xerox. This is the thing. It's like I understand that not all anime is lolly. I understand that. I'm not stupid. My brothers watch freaking Inuyasha, Death Note, fucking what's the one with the Attack on Titan? You know what I mean? Like they've watched that shit. I've overheard it. I'm not completely never consumed any of it. I understand the differences, but I'm just saying that, like if we don't want bitches twerking, maybe we don't give them music to twerk to. Maybe don't give them a spot to twerk. Maybe don't give them a phone to record the twerking on, right? Like there's steps that we go to avoid certain behaviors. That's all I'm saying with it is if we don't have the anime to suck people in, to have some unsuspecting 13-year-old watching this Gabriel and whatever the fucks, this anime coming from Angel Studios, if he's not watching that, being subjected to it the first time, then he's not going to find his ass on Google looking for other animes. He's not going to find his ass on YouTube looking for other animes and then accidentally, purposely by the algorithm, be subjected to nonsense.
Okay.
Is mostly where I go with it. I like as individual adults, sure, you can consume what you want, watch whatever you want, sure, I guess. But because we let the boomers have their Playboy magazines at the gas station, now we have OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Now we have girls selling their buttholes instead of making sandwiches at Subway. All because we just need a little dirty magazine from the gas station every once in a while.
I agree with you.
A little bit of self-sacrifice and a little bit of like maybe me having anime is not worth what all it costs. Maybe me not having rap music isn't worth all what it costs. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree with you because, like I said, I was too old for anime, and I'm not gonna start watching weird Japanese cartoons as a grown ass man. That's just
the time is not now to start.
yeah. So I don't get it. I never watched it, but I can tell a lot of people in the chat disagree with you. A lot of people seem to think it's okay.
Oh, see, all right, Xerox. So then, buddy, I fucking love you, man. So you do understand. You deeply understand what I'm talking about. Like that's where I'm at with it because like me being unsuspecting young person on the internet, meh, those algorithms, the way that the internet is set up is designed to point you in the place most commonly, like the most common endpoint is where they're going to lead you the first time. It doesn't give a shit that you're a little 10-year-old kid just looking for something. It gives a shit that there's fucking 100,000 people who have refined the search engine to end up at this place. So
Yeah.
that's the
deep
that macro view of it that like I can't just sit here and be like, well, Angel Studios is doing an anime slap of approval. Yet.
Yeah, that's kind of been the problem in modern day, like the last 10 years. Like those deep, dark places, the internet that you used to accidentally stumble into after years of looking into a certain topic or whatever, and eventually you're like, whoa, this is something I've seen before, and it's like, whoa. That shit is just like what's presented right off the bat to people nowadays with the algorithms and shit. They're like, yeah, we're gonna save you the journey. Boom.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But then where do you go after that?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
A lifetime's worth of journey in on the first click. What the fuck is the point after that? Oh, an entire new journey.
It just gets more depraved from there.
depths.
Yeah.
Right.
It just gets more depraved from there.
Yeah.
But we got to get you onto depravity.
Yeah. I don't know how many times I've had to reset the YouTube algorithm for the kids' TV. Xerox. I completely understand how the algorithm is just monstrous. It's monstrous. It's best to just not give it to them at all. But we can't go knocking phones out of everybody's hands. So I think it falls on us, the adults, to say it was good while it lasted. It was good while it lasted. We have these precious memories of shows no one can take from us. But y'all don't. Sorry, guys, y'all don't need that. We're not. The humanity is not responsible enough to have it. If that's a nice way to say it.
Yeah.
We're just not. So.
I don't know that. If we're not responsible enough, like anything that leads to grievous sin, should you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If that's something that leads there, then it's sin itself.
Yeah.
I've always been a degenerate, so nothing new hanging with you guys. That's the thing. It's like, don't get me wrong. I'm not some pious prude, like I've lived life, but I also understand that like it didn't do me any good, and it might not have sucked so bad if I wouldn't have fucking opened the gates of hell on myself.
Right.
Yeah. Like not all curiosity is good curiosity. Not all not all content is good content. There's just some things that are better left being not known. Maybe a few hours less on Urban Dictionary, I might be a nicer person.
Yeah.
I know too much.
All right. Moving on from
Oh.
movies,
Oh, we're done with that topic?
I guess.
I don't know what else we got here in the comments. Let's see.
The Last Temptation of the Christ, Passion of the Christ.
Smokey and the Bandit. No, I'm just kidding.
That's not.
No. Smokey and the Bandit. It's not. It should be. I haven't figured out how yet, but it should be.
Yeah.
What's next on the list here? I guess we could talk about this tweet from Rob, the producer from Avoiding Babylon. I'm sure most of you probably have never heard of the show, the stream, I guess you'd call it.
The show is an acceptable
Okay,
term
the show.
for it. The
Okay.
show Avoiding Babylon.
Every time I say the word show, it makes me think of like network TV. I don't know. It just doesn't sound right. We should come up with a new name for these things, man. Because
We are the network.
Yeah.
We are network TV now.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you do? I love you and all of your old madness. What do you do when you get home? You sit down and what do? You turn on the TV and you go to
YouTube.
and you
YouTube.
treat it like Channel Guide.
Yeah, you're right.
And you find something you want to watch. Those are the shows now.
Okay.
So
It's just it feels dirty. We
does
should name them
feel
something
weird.
better.
I don't
know.
A podcast? No, podcasts are audio only.
Yeah.
Stream? What are we? Gen Zs
We're a
playing video games?
We're a vodcast.
On VidVoc?
On VidVoc, yes. Vodcast on VidVoc. Thank you.
Shout out Letterkenny.
Anyway, yeah. So Rob, the producer from Avoiding Babylon, check it out if you guys haven't. Pretty good show.
Yes.
I'll ruin the ending. They're Catholic.
Last night, honestly, if you're gonna just jump in and not know anything about the show, last night's episode I think is a wonderful jumping in point. They had on Calvin Robinson.
Father Calvin Robinson.
Father
Put some
Calvin.
respect on his name.
I put more respect on his name than most people do. So
Yeah.
forgive me for not tossing a father in front of it.
He has valid holy orders. Call him father.
So they had on Father Calvin Robinson last night, and the conversation is consumable by any denomination. You don't have to be Catholic to appreciate the conversation. And if you are not Catholic, your feelings won't be super hurt. You'll get through it. You're an adult. It's a decent enough starting point. And it gives you a feel for their personalities. If you're interested, go check it out. Avoiding Babylon, available on Rumble and YouTube.
Are they on Rumble?
Yes, they
Okay.
are on Rumble.
Never watched them on Rumble, but
that's where their locals is.
oh yeah, duh, because they have locals.
Yeah.
Yeah, why wouldn't they have Rumble?
Yeah.
Okay, so Rob, the producer, says there are older boomer men attacking and criticizing younger men instead of offering advice and help. Why? It is a realization that they failed. They failed their wives, children, and society. They participated in the destruction of the remnants of Christendom, and it haunts them.
Yep.
Yeah, that is true. I don't know if they're self-aware enough to realize that they failed. They
That they're
destroyed
just
what was left of Christendom.
Stood there and watched while it happened.
Hit the wrong button. There we go. But that is a big problem in society. Since there was society, the older generation helped the younger generation. And in turn, the younger generation would then help the older generation when they got too old.
Right, yeah.
But,
Make sure that they have food.
It wasn't just your father and maybe your uncle, like just grown men in general, whether it be people you worked with, they would encourage you, they would give you life lessons, they would teach younger men how to be better men or decent men, or at least a man in general. But that doesn't happen these days.
No.
Like the older generation of men, they did fail.
It successfully really happened in the 90s.
Like
when men were told to become more emotionally available and to be more understanding, that stereotypical 90s man thing that happened, which was only enabled by the happy wife, happy life, pro-feminist mentality that was forced down their throats in the 60s and 70s. So like they came up in that, the tail end of like their fathers not having the I guess
balls.
Not necessarily the balls, but like they didn't have the
They didn't run the house, have control of anything.
Right, yeah, they didn't run the house anymore, like
Well, they saw their
mom
fathers get
started
completely emasculated. Yeah.
exactly, and that's I guess, yeah, that's what I'm saying is, like, they saw what happened to their dads with feminism, and then, if my father adjusts this way, then I'll just follow suit with what he
Well,
has
not only
done,
that,
and then it further degrades.
not only that, but the same women that ruined these husbands raised these male children
Yes.
and ruined them
Correct.
also,
Yes.
basically turning them into what they are.
Yes.
Um,
That is also a major contributing factor.
yeah,
And the ones that didn't raise them taught them, and yada yada.
showing emotions is fake and gay. Meat Cavern. I agree.
Yeah.
Super gay.
Not nice guy. I will second your recommendation for EMDR therapy solely because if I ever was to go seek a therapy, that would be the one because it is the least invasive. It is not one that the therapist can get in there and really be all, well, how do you feel? Write you a fucking prescription and send you on your way. If that is something you're looking at, if cognitive behavioral therapy isn't enough for you, if cognitive behavioral therapy and your own inner drill sergeant isn't enough for you, EMDR probably will be.
The hell is EMDR?
It's eye movement desensitization reprocessing. You basically just watch a light.
Okay.
You watch a light, and the rapid eye movement in the process it allows you to like verbalize the memories without having or verbalize whatever it is without having an emotional attachment to it, thus being able to process it. But also you could skip that step and just fucking write it down. It sounds crazy. Trust me, it sounds crazy. Sit there with a piece of paper, write it down, read it back to yourself. You could burn it. You don't have to let nobody else see it. If you read it back to yourself out loud, then your brain is processing it as information and not an emotional attachment or an emotional experience that one's having. So, solid advice. Solid advice. Not a doctor. Neither of us are doctors.
Also, Dan snuck in the chat there somewhere.
Oh, hello, Dan.
Mr. MMO.
Sounds like hippie bullshit to me. I agree. Just take your ass to confession.
Yeah, who said that?
Oh
yeah, there it is.
Sounds like hippie
Dan said
bullshit
that.
to
Of
me.
course he did. Yes, it does. Take your ass to confession. Go to church. Go to confession. Talk to a priest. You'll feel better. I promise you.
Also, yes, talking about your trauma re-traumatizes you. That way it doesn't work. Yes. And that's also why many, many people spend many, many years, many thousands of dollars to go and pay to be sad every week. And then wonder why they remain sad every week, year in and year out. Well, because you keep fucking torturing yourself.
Right.
'Cause
Yeah.
you keep torturing yourself. You just got to get it out once.
But
Say, you stay there. I'm going to go this way. And you leave that shit there. You just leave it there. And then you move away from it. Keep going. Work towards something else.
yes, but with all that being said, men who are watching, let's change this. Let's not be our parents' generation.
Not gatekeep information.
Let's encourage younger men and teach them how to be men instead of letting them get feminized by the society that we live in. It's our job to teach people. It's just the way it is. We need to go back about 100 years.
And actually have brotherhood.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, ultimately, so this is
Start thinking of society as a whole and not just ourselves. I know that has been ingrained in us since the 60s. The fucking, that's when that really started with the whole, it's all about you. Up until then, families lived together. It wasn't uncommon.
No.
Extended families in one house. And I'm not saying that we need to go and live with a bunch of people or anything like that. I'm just saying we need to get back to a society where we appreciate each other. We take care of each other. And us getting everything that we could ever want is not the main goal of what we do.
No. And we know that because we watched our grandparents do it. We watched our parents do it.
Yeah.
And, our aunts and our uncles, right? Like we have enough of a sample size in our own personal lives to look at those people and say, did that make them happy? Did that fulfill them? Was that overall a net positive for everyone involved? And if the answer ends up being not really, you should probably make adjustments. Otherwise, your child one day is going to sit there and they're going to look at it and be like, did mom and dad do that stuff? Was it worth it?
did grandma and grandpa do that? They're gonna have that same moment that you're having. Your parents had that same moment that you're having. And they made the choice of, it's just the one thing. Like, it was just them that couldn't do it. I
Well,
could do it.
Also, we just do things because we're supposed to do them. Like, who says you're supposed to do them?
Yeah,
Who says you're supposed to live a certain way and do a certain thing? Like,
right. Who says you're supposed to go to college and get in debt and go get a job that's going to
Yeah.
a
like,
immigrant?
don't get me wrong. There's a need for people to have jobs, to be engineers, to be, even manufacturing workers.
Mhm.
But there's also a need for people to be farmers and woodworkers and
Yep.
lumberjacks and,
Yep.
in all the things that there is, just find something you enjoy, do it, and become part of your community.
Mhm.
Just don't do something because people say that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah. No, it's I said
Like,
this
you're
a
supposed to
while
look
ago.
out for yourself and nobody else. Like, no, we're
Not
not.
quite. Not quite.
Yeah,
You
do what the
know,
Bible says you're
obviously.
supposed to do, not what society says.
Right. Obviously, put on your own oxygen mask first.
No, Stacks, nobody needs electricians.
But then
It's a scam. Electricians are fake and gay. They don't really exist. Everybody knows that.
electricity is in the air.
Yeah. Yeah. Always trying to sell you copper wire for shit you don't need. You know what I mean?
Just so the crackheads can come and steal it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not nice, guy. Let's not fuck up the next generation the way the boomers did. Yes, I fully agree with you, and I also think that begins with like bridging the gap between. I mean, in my experience, the Gen X millennial bridge, it's been under repair for a long time. We just kind of chuckle at all the other bridges burning. Now it's falling on us to embrace the Gen Zers, embrace the ones who aren't fucking woke retards, the ones who actually have decent heads on their shoulders and encourage them. Um, but I also feel like it shouldn't be, uh, we, what? Oh, we can't go like so hard on them because they're just showing up to this. And also when you're in the spirit of mentoring, you have to be able to like extend grace and a genuine sense of like a sense of ownership of your own dumbassery, right? Like you have to understand like I was a fucking dumbass when I was your age, and you have to own those mistakes and be able to articulate them without, the shame and embarrassment of it, or maybe a little bit of the embarrassment of it, and a little bit of the shame of it, just to convey the realness of like, hey, I see where you're headed. Let me just tell you how it went when I was headed that way.
Yeah.
And those are the types of conversations that we just haven't been afforded.
Also, there's a conversation going on in the chat. I want to think. Yes, Gen Z is actually more based than millennials by percentage wise.
Yeah.
They are definitely Gen
parents-
Z is more conservative than millennials are.
Yeah, their parents were older when they had most of them, so that tracks.
Also, it's just that it's kind of the way it's natural teenage rebellion is what it is. If you tell kids that the normal thing is
Cut
gays
your
and
tits
trans
off
and
suck
deny
your butt.
God and go out and if that's what the establishment is, well then what natural teenage rebellion is going to look like? Let's go to church and vote Republican and
Yeah, they're not.
so yeah, that's where that comes from. It's just one of those things, like it's natural teenage rebellion. They're rebelling against,
what is told to them as normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're counterculture. We're gonna go be Christians, be counterculture.
Yeah.
But whatever, man. As long as you get here and hear the word and then have have the real transformation.
Right. Follow up with a decent life.
Mm-hmm. Loads.
Q, I have hair. It's cold in the basement, and I also like these. I don't know how familiar you are with like studio headphones, but they're not comfortable, man. But yeah, I have tons of hair.
Yeah.
It's thick and long. It's just always in a
And
bun.
it clogs up the shower.
It doesn't clog up the shower. There is hair in the shower, but it isn't
always hair in the shower.
There's young men out there crying themselves to sleep tonight because they don't have a wife. Just remember that.
Okay. I will sell you mine. Who's making a good offer?
All I hate my studio. Why do you hate your studio? Oh, hate my studio headphones. I prefer my gaming set. Yeah, they're does she leave the hair? I do it. I do.
Yes, hair all over the wall of the shower. Xerox. Yes.
It's a woman thing. It's our pagan desires. That's how we cast runes now. That's how we read
Yes.
tea leaves now. So
$5. I can get $5 whole for you.
hey, I'm not being no fucking second wife. Get out of here, you Mormon.
Men are talking here. Keep it down.
Hey, you're not selling me to second wifery for $5. I'm worth more than $5.
I was only asking 3, but if he's gonna throw 5 at me, like.
Are you sure it's not yours?
Yeah, I'm sure it's not my hair. I am positive. Oh, yeah.
I'm at least worth 3 chickens.
3 chickens and a goat.
$5 and a spool of wire.
Spool of wire.
I'm not being your second wife either.
Oh, subliminal messenger's up to 7.
I'm not being his second wife either.
Subliminal deluxe there. Royal messenger.
Uh-oh.
Oh man. Okay, so what do we have next on the agenda?
Oh, well, I'm rolling up a cigarette, so let's talk about that.
Talk about you rolling up a cigarette?
That was a segue for you to pull up the whatever Colin Rugg article you found earlier.
Oh yeah, this one here.
Ding dong.
It is up. Oh, you want to pull it up now?
I mean,
Hmm.
wouldn't that be the thing to do on a show where we're talking about something?
No, I was just going to read it to myself and ponder it for a little while and then move on. Do you guys want to hear about that? Okay, fine. I don't think anybody else is interested.
If anyone wonders why I go all chats and spurg out in chats, it's that way I don't do it to my husband. I'm mean to people on the internet so I can be a good wife and not yell at my husband.
Okay, so let's share. So I didn't have too much time to look into this story, but it's Colin Rugg is putting it out. If you guys don't know who he is, follow him on X for decent news information. I've yet to be led astray. All his information winds up checking out at the end of the day, so I'm going to assume this is true, even though I haven't looked too deep into it. But the new Biden, new. The Biden admin is on the verge of effectively banning cigarettes, a move that would deliver a huge win to cartels in the black market, which is true, like we saw prohibition did for alcohol. According to some reports, the rule could eliminate nearly 98% of nicotine in cigarettes, effectively making them non-addictive. Today, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration issued a proposed rule that, if finalized, would make cigarettes and certain other combusted tobacco products minimally or non-addictive by limiting the levels of nicotine those products, the FDA said in a statement. If finalized, the United States would be the first country globally to take such a bold life-saving act. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
As I smoke my pipe.
Right.
Where did I leave off yet? Oh yeah, bold life-saving action to prevent and reduce smoking-related disease and death. Assuming the move is finalized, Americans wanting to purchase cigarettes with the levels of nicotine they were used to would have to go through illegal channels. Tucker Carlson, nicotine user, sound the alarm in 2002.
2022.
Or 2022, sorry.
So
also, this FDA proposal would apply to cigarettes, cigarette tobacco, roll your own tobacco, most cigars, including little cigars, cigarillos, and most large cigars, and pipe tobacco.
Yeah.
The proposed rule does not include e-cigarettes or nicotine pouches.
Right. So I guess I'll put it as a comment under this video, but I went ahead and went to that FDA website and I went to their 2022 press releases and I read through, and there's at least 5 different months that they went and they presented some sort of a nicotine, tobacco, some sort of nanny state shit. This was also the same time that they started yucking and screeching about menthol cigarettes. That was the
Mhm.
main thing that was
Mm.
being presented
Yeah.
to us at the
I'm not even
time.
showing us right now.
The main thing that was being presented to us at the time in 2022 when they were doing all of this
There we go.
was the taking away the menthols. The black people can't be trusted and not kill themselves with cigarettes. So let's take away their menthols. Ha rah rah, roo rah. But no, it's not just the black people's menthol cigarettes. It's everybody's cigarettes. It's the nicotine. Now, anybody who knows anything knows that the nicotine binds to an ACE2 receptor. Also, anyone who knows anything knows that these germs that they're making right now bind to your ACE2 receptors. Can a receptor receive a germ if it's busy with nicotine? No, it fucking can't, because the plug is full. Can the germ attach to an ACE2 receptor that's being kept busy with caffeine? No, it can't. So ultimately, in my opinion, the war on nicotine is just furthering their
Also, nicotine is
their germs that they've machined to attach to your ACE2 receptors, and they can't afford to have those busy with nicotine.
yeah, also like nicotine is known to show substantial boosts in IQ, like substantial boosts. And
Oh yeah.
also nicotine as a chemical, nicotine as a thing is no worse for your body than caffeine.
Right.
It is no it's no danger to you.
Right. Your body is designed to process it.
Yeah.
It wouldn't if it was bad for you, your body would not have a system in which it could process it. Right? Like practicing medicine is just that. It's just practicing medicine. Science is the observation of one's surroundings. They're
Right.
not
Well,
they're not magicians. They're not authorities on this. If your body has a system to process it, your body needs it.
also, when it comes to smoking, again, lung cancer is one of those things that comes from, again, like the chemicals that they put on them. And again, it's more to do with genetics than anything. There's a reason why some people smoke until they're 90,
And
from the
never
from the
have an
time they're
issue.
13 till the time they're 90, and never have an issue, and why some people start smoking at 20 and by 25 they've got lung cancer, or people who've
Or
never
the
smoked at
way-
all and
yeah.
have lung cancer. It's more genetic, and it's more to do with the things that they spray on a lot of the tobacco leaves and some of the bigger, like, Philip Morris RJ. That's why when I always smoked American Spirits. And I knew they were better and weren't near as dangerous because you could smell the difference when you're smoking an American Spirit to any other cigarette.
It smells like a cigarette and not chemicals on fire.
Yeah, it just I could instantly, as soon as anybody lit up anything that wasn't American Spirit, I'd be like, oh, you smoke those. Like, it
Yeah.
just smells different. So yeah, I think that's more of the cancer causing, but there's never been a real study done on it anyway. Every study on like secondhand smoke and smoking has been officially debunked as cherry picked data. They just never tell you that.
Yeah.
They put the study out, they tell you how everything is, and then they quietly retract it later without a word. Never even tell you they retract. They just and they never actually officially retract. They still kind of stay floating out there.
Yep.
And nobody just talks about it. But I think just about every single one of them has been debunked at some point. All the data has been completely cherry picked, and they're all useless. They're all full of useless information because it was nonsense.
You can't prove there was no way to manipulate the situation to give them their hypothesis, right? Like you can't their hypothesis going is this causes cancer and this is a bad thing. But then after you do all the tests and after you run everything, you're not able to prove that. But these are the things we noticed. So we'll give you a bunch of gobbledygook jargon.
Like, yeah,
And-
some people got cancer. We didn't look into, family history or other aspects that could have caused this. We saw some people, and we're going to ignore the ones that didn't. We just write them off. We take them out of the study.
Yep.
And we just focus the whole study on these ones that did, but we don't ever dive into their background or their genetics or any of that.
Right. And also, in 2025, we can look back not that far in the timeline, and we can see when certain people were doing their research on a certain inoculation. And when someone had a side effect of, a miscarriage, we'll just take them out of the program because we shouldn't have had pregnant women in this program anyways.
Right.
Our bad.
But then also 6 months later, we're going to offer the shot to pregnant women.
Yes. So it's we have a purview into what they already have done and what they were doing in real time and lying to us about it and then coming out and only telling us the truth after we caught them in a lie. So any rational person, anyone, if you had a coworker and you caught them in an extraordinary
It's
lie,
the lack of chemicals, Scotty.
would you believe that this is the first extraordinary lie that they have told you? No. You would assume that this is like the 7th or 8th one that they've told you that the other ones just weren't as extravagant. There weren't as many red flags in them to begin with, right? You would assume that that person is at the very least no longer trustworthy. So everything prior to would be brought into question, in
Yeah.
my opinion. And that's just how I've treated this type of shit. Is like, okay, well, if you're gonna allow people to have the vapes, which actually does, you guys are saying it gives us all popcorn lung, and you're telling us it's just as bad for us as cigarettes, if not worse than cigarettes. But you're not limiting our access to that. You're not telling us that you're going to lower the nicotine content in that stuff. That stuff's completely set aside from it.
Yeah. Also, let's not forget that it would completely destroy the cigar industry.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like we make cigars here in this country that we can make the 98% less nicotine.
No.
All these things are made in Honduras and Dominican Republic and stuff like places like that, Central America. And they're not going to make special cigars for us. They can't.
Well, no, wouldn't it just turn into like the Cuban cigar situation, whatever that is?
Yeah.
Oh, I got a Cuban.
Yeah, basically all cigars would be illegal. Would be like Cubans. You'd pay a fortune for them from outside the country if you could get them here. And yeah, no, and even if they would make you these cigars, special cigars, it wouldn't be the same. It wouldn't taste the same. It would. I don't
I'm
see.
so annoyed that I just pieced this together right now. Who fucking smokes the most cigars and talks about it the most?
Catholics. Smoke pipes too. Pipe tobacco was on this list.
What one fucking denomination isn't gonna rake you over the coals for smoking a cigarette?
The Catholics. We say it's okay.
But not everything is a Catholic conspiracy, Emily.
No.
You're just being silly.
No.
It's just a happy coincidence.
Ergo hoc propter hoc. Because that.
Right, Mormons. Oh wait, no. You guys aren't allowed to smoke cigarettes either. You guys aren't even allowed to drink hot beverages.
Yeah, hot beverages are the devil. The devil.
Hindu adjacents.
Mm-hmm.
Ayurvedic living. No, I'm just kidding.
Are you though?
God, I mean, it is a goofy thing.
They are Hindus. I mean,
it is a goofy thing.
They're Jeets for sure.
Right.
Yes, Catholics smoke and drink and fuck real hard. You are correct. That's why they got so many kids.
I was about to say, it's proven by the amount of insurance they got.
Yep. And the fact that I've got a Catholic pipe.
Yeah.
So, anything else to discuss about this particular?
No, since we're not gonna be nerds and read through the FDA stuff, we'll just.
No.
This is a thing that they put into motion in 2022. They're just enacting another phase of it. I'm sure that there's another one to come after this. Will they follow through with it? We don't fucking know.
Yeah.
But what we do know is until they decide what they're going to do, cigarette sales are going to be through the fucking roof. Mm-hmm. Tobacco sales are going to be through the fucking roof.
So yesterday,
they're going to be making so much money.
Yesterday, I went on to smokingpipes.com to look at pipe tobacco.
Oh, yeah, on a whim.
On a whim. I hadn't even seen this on a whim, and the website put me in a queue. I literally got a page that said, there are too many people on this website. You are in line to enter the website. It will be about a 20-minute wait.
Yeah.
To just view a web page. Not to just to view a web page. It made no sense to me. And then I saw this morning.
He showed
and I was
it to me, and what I said was, what tickets are you trying to buy? Because I was like, I've only ever seen a fucking wait to get online thing when you're trying to buy tickets for something.
Yeah.
Ugh. But yeah, it's oh, and then he checked it today and it's all completely sold out.
Yeah, all the stuff I was going to look at is all sold out. I was like, are you kidding me?
Yeah. Tobacco sales are the reason they're doing this. As in, okay, so I kind of joked earlier when David was talking about this. I think it was with the guy who scheduled himself. They were talking about the nicotine. It was in the conversation or whatever, and I flippantly said it's all to tank Tucker's company Alp.
Yeah, probably. Well, no, because nicotine pouches aren't affected.
But nicotine pouches aren't affected, right?
Yeah.
So, but that
Or maybe it's he's part of the cabal, so they're just like, hey, we're gonna prop up Tucker's company. All you
Heck.
smokers, go to Alp.
Heck if I know. But that's the okay. I guess it's a bigger conversation. But when you look at like Big Cigarette,
Big cigarette.
right? Not that
is that like a really large cigarette?
No, we'll just call it like this. You fucking know what I mean, you cunt. You know what I mean.
But you were gonna try to explain it anyway.
Yep. I was falling for it, but I spit it out. I went, no, you ain't setting the hook on me, bitch.
All right.
Not today. I know what that is. Anyways, yeah, if you look at Big Cigarette, you can see, that they've been, I don't know, juking and jiving against the vapes, and now they're having to like juke and jive against the fucking nicotine pouches and shit. But you're bad. You've been bad. You've done us wrong for a long time. I don't know why people still buy your products.
Yeah, it's funny because once I found out that nicotine actually makes you smarter, and then like, oh, that's why the government doesn't want anybody using it. But then it's like, well, what else are they?
Before that, I knew, I've always known that tobacco is like ceremonial, right? Like whether it be like feather Indians or, early church fathers or whatever it was, like it's always been, there's been a certain level of a ceremonial.
Yes, and it's
use
even.
for it.
It's a very primitive thing, even among men. Men want to get together and hang out. They want to smoke cigars or pipes. They want to drink. They want to drink whiskey and they want to smoke.
Yeah.
It's just
true.
it's something that is ingrained in men.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's always been like that because tobacco hasn't always been a part of European culture because we didn't know it existed until a certain point.
That's true.
But I mean, we took to it like a mofo once it did.
Yeah.
Caffeine and nicotine and tobacco like fueled the industrial revolution and got us to where we are today.
That is very.
You can see you can see like Western civilization, Europeans, and then when tobacco and caffeine were introduced, which is right around the same time, it went zoop.
Boom.
It just shot right up through the roof.
Yeah.
So, but yes, the government doesn't want you. So then it's like, well, what else does the government lie to you about? And then you find out your food's poison, and you know what I mean? Like, oh, don't eat butter, eat margarine. Margarine's so much better for you than butter. Like, really?
Engine lubricant.
Right. This engine lubricant is better than the animal product. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, trans fats are horrible. Everything's got to be fried in seed oils now.
Mm-hmm.
Seed oils are better than
Cholesterol
animal fat.
Yeah, cholesterol is bad. Too much cholesterol is bad, but without cholesterol, we're noticing that people are getting the dementia and the Alzheimer's because their brain's fucking starving to death. I wonder why that could be.
Yeah.
Because we put them on fucking cholesterol-lowering medications for the last 50 years and told them not to eat the fucking eggs.
Yeah.
Because we don't need them retaining their memories and sharing information between generations and retaining anything. We don't need that.
Yeah, that's why
They
people
don't need to remember their lives. They just need to die.
This is why people don't have any attention span or memory of anything anymore. This is why
Because your brain's starving.
This is how the government can get by going from fucking op to op every 3 weeks, and people don't seem to remember what happened 3 weeks ago.
3 weeks? They've got these people on a fucking 72-hour cycle now.
Right, but
3
by the
weeks
time
ago was basically a year ago.
Right, well, that's what I'm saying. By the time 3 weeks come, people completely forgot what happened 3 weeks ago. There's so many more things happening. They just hit you with 4 more things since then. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you just completely forget about it.
Yeah.
That's why I love when people are like, "Oh, these California fires are going to destroy Gavin Newsom's chance of getting elected of running for president." You know,
It hasn't
I'm like,
hurt him at all the last decade.
but I'm just saying, like, even if he takes a hit on this, it's 4 years till the next election. Nobody's going to remember these California fires outside of California 4 years from now. It's nobody.
Completely gone.
People have forgotten about the hurricanes that just happened. People in North Carolina still don't have homes, and people, we had hurricanes.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, that's right. How's that going?
Yeah.
They ever get that cleaned up?
They're
I'm sure they
literally
got that cleaned
living
up by now. This is America. They got that cleaned up. Those
Nope.
people are fine now.
They're in tents and it's 20 degrees.
Yeah, but that's just the way the human brain is these days.
Yeah. If you're not directly involved in it, if it's not in your face, if you are not the one experiencing it, why would you give a shit about it? Why would you bother to have it take up space in your brain when you've got TikToks to scroll through?
Yeah, or YouTube videos to watch, or
Time card to punch or
yeah,
reports
name
to
it.
write.
Go fishing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is why I don't pay attention to it anymore. Like, it doesn't matter.
No. Just a revolving door of dumb shit.
Yeah. So
Is it time to leave?
it is time to leave. It's exactly time to leave, actually.
All right, cool.
We will end if I hit the outro music in about a minute. We'll be finishing exactly an hour.
I said I was going to do this. I will do this because I forgot to do the raid last.
Who are we rating?
Oh, you know, those degens over at the Tower Gang.
Oh, okay. All right. We're going to send you people over to Tower Gang, apparently.
You're free to go if you would like to go. If you do not want to go, you do not have to go. You could go to bed because that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
I'm an old person.
All right, guys. Thanks for coming. We appreciate it. We will see you later. She'll see you on Friday.
Yes, I'll be here Friday morning. We will be watching Europa: The Last Battle.
Yep. And then I'll be back Sunday for Catholic Chats.
Yes.
So thanks for coming out, guys. We appreciate it so much. Without you, we have no show.
Well,
So-
it actually went by really fast.
Yeah.
I was
It
surprised.
flew. All right, guys. We'll see you next time.
Love you guys. God bless you.